전화 아침 여러분, Tony입니다. Good morning everyone, it's Tony. So today marks the return of boy group ONEUS, which happens to be a group that I was really enjoying the direction that they were going in after Road to Kingdom, since their appearance on there going a bit more like Victorian as dramatic, a bit more mature of a style, and this was really represented in their comeback tracks like To Be or Not To Be, as well as Come Back Home, in that was very different from like their previous releases of like say Valkyrie or even a song written easily, which if you want to go check out on this channel, either Come Back Home, To Be or Not To Be, or a song written easily, they'll all be linked in the description box down below, my reactions to those. But with that being said, this new single, this first ever digital single by the guys, will be titled BBUSYEO and has like a very different visual concept. I would say much brighter, retro-y, very vibrant, and like just happy, just joyful, very youthful, and that's definitely a different visual concept than they have done in the past. They're straying away from like the mature concept and going into more something very young and energetic. So I'm gonna be very curious to hear the overall sound of this project, as well as just the overall visuals, how they kind of like correlate, because I was quite a fan of the To Be or Not To Be kind of like visual aesthetics that they were going for. But you know, like, let's just not put any judgment before we actually see the video. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be ONEUS's BBUSYEO. 준비, ready, 시작. Okay, let's go. Funky beat. Very fast tempo right off the bat, and very kind of like opening up, kind of like very playful with that like voice. Like, I don't know, to me it just seems like such a different group, because I'm so used to seeing them in kind of like a buttoned up white shirt or something, even from like a song written easily or like Valkyrie, or even just like Come Back Home or anything like that. They've always kind of like had a bit more of like a buttoned up look, so to see them in like kind of like almost casual, kind of like youthful young clothing, it's just very interesting. Oh, opening with the rapper in the first few verses. Okay. Well, good job. It's oh, okay, so like trumpets coming in, that's cool. I like the addition of the trumpets, especially as for the chorus, because it kind of like emphasizes this part. And I was curious as to how, since the whole opening is very kind of like loud already, very fast tempo, how they'd be able to distinguish it. And that's cool because of the addition of the trumpet really standing out from the rest of the instruments. Okay. Oh. Oh, another rap. Okay. The rapping is definitely the highlight for me, just because it's so like fast tempo, kind of like very vibrant, and I feel like the rappers with their deeper tone voices, a bit slower in their rap, kind of like brings a different kind of just flavor and texture to the song. Vocalists are very good though. It's not to say they aren't that good. Oda. Okay. It's like a very funky vibe. It's so quirky, it's so funky. I've never heard something like this. It puts a smile on your face for sure. It's just very different. I think it's just not something I'm used to from ONEUS for sure. What are they doing? Just smiling. Just smiling and crushing. Okay. Okay, so this part is cool because they're coming with like a badass vibe now. Sorry, I'm a bit tired, but I just like thought about this. It's interesting because I thought they were gonna go like when you come off of something like that, but then you have like a more emotional, slow part. I thought they were gonna kind of like bring in a different vibe at the end. This part is really nice. But I thought like with these outfits in particular, it's like, okay, the badass vibe is coming in, like the ending is going to be kind of sounding different. But so it's interesting because like that was a very nice high note. I never did not mention that, but like that was really nice. Interesting, but I wasn't expecting it to go kind of back into that course. I thought they were gonna like bring in that kind of like more badass vibe, different sound. But I did like the transition there. The transition kind of like had a marching drum band like type of aspect to it, and then there was like a car zoom through, and that's kind of like I think what they've been incorporating throughout this song, kind of like after effects, so like fun, playful kind of like transition effects sounds that they've been using. This one in particular being kind of like a race car passing by. Like, I still don't understand what half the time is happening. All I know is that they've been destroying stuff this entire time. Air guitar? One of the parts literally is like, I guess that's kind of like a callback to what, that earlier sound that we were hearing, kind of like similar to that. And I think overall the fact that the choreo has an air guitar and then has them literally just do this and include doing this, that is kind of like a testament to this song overall. It's a very kind of just random, quirky, kind of like a very young, playful vibe song. And I think that it definitely encompasses very, very well the idea of just being kind of like free, creative, and just kind of like destroy whatever, just be whoever you want, be creative with it. And it's a definitely interesting direction for ONEUS. So I realize this is just a single, so it's most likely they may do a different style for their comeback again, but it's something I have to probably wrap my head around a bit because it's a very kind of like cool, interesting sound, but it has so much going on that you don't know like what to listen to at what time. I think the highlights are definitely that portion that I noted in the earlier on, kind of like this transition with like this kind of like vibe. I thought they were going to incorporate this more, as well as the rappers themselves, like this song part. Like, I think that just has a bit more of kind of like the sound of what I'm used to from ONEUS, and that's perhaps why I'm kind of like tending more towards that. But this song isn't bad in the slightest. It's a very fun song. It makes you want to dance. So I think that's really definitely what the goal was to hear and to like put a smile on your face. So I think they definitely achieved that. But with that being said, if you want to go check out any of my other reactions to ONEUS, so whether it be Come Back Home, To Be or Not To Be, or a song written easily, you can go check them out down in the description box below. I'll link them for you guys down there. Hopefully you guys do check out a video. But with that being said, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. 감사합니다. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or something you want to talk, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. With that being said, guys, I've been Tony. 안녕히 계세요. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.